there. It's Double Chin Vince, Mr. Ray-Ban himself. How's everybody doing? Let me put on my QR hat. Quality research or something like that, I think. Isn't that what it's called? I don't know. I just buy this stuff and wear it. Anyways, I hope everyone's doing well. Um, I'm doing as well as I can, all things considered. Excuse me. Um, I got an amazing family and I got amazing friends, and really couldn't ask for more than that. You know, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. That behind me, that's a bald cypress tree, bald cypress. That is the new project we are undertaking um, in the wetland here, and that is to create a bald cypress. I don't know. I guess refuge. I don't know what the word would be exactly. I'm a little high right now, but it would definitely be categorized as. I guess I'm rebuilding the forest. I don't know. It's a bald cypress forest is what I'm building, and it's going to be to the east of the pond. South of the pond is the protected wetland area, and then west of the pond we're probably gonna do. That's a good question. I don't know. I have to think about it. Um, because the bald cypress, their roots are a little bit shallow, and they create those knees. So I don't know if that would be the best choice. I'm sure there's a spot on the western part of the property that I could put, but I'm really not sure. Probably we'll go with something a little bit less wild, if you will. Probably a Tupelo, maybe a different type of Tupelo than a black Tupelo. Maybe we'll do something else, but red maple might do one of those, a couple of those. Um, Probably be a Tupelo, most likely Tupelo. Because I don't want to create anything too wild, right? I don't want to create anything in the wetland that's just you know grows crazy, grows everywhere, pollutes a lot, right? I don't want that. So we're gonna be doing the bald cypress. Probably, I don't know. I have 4 in the ground right now. I'm gonna put another one here shortly, and then probably honestly like eight to 10. What up, Zayron? What up, bro? How you doing? How are you doing, buddy? Yeah, I'm the guy that was falsely petitioned on April 7th through the 9th. I just got that FOIA, bro. I just got that FOIA, everybody, and man, I want to read some of it to you. I want to read the email from March, I think it's 14th. From yeah, so I noticed a trend in Wayne. So Officer James Sermon, who broke into my house, violated my rights. May 19th, he assaulted me on video. Finley Carter, the deputy chief of police, said there's no police report for a 12 officer response, multiple city response. Um, no police report. That's a sanction in itself, right there. So I mean, if you want to know why I don't find the Wayne Police Department necessary, why I find them redundant, um, the reason the city of Wayne Police Department's redundant is because May 19th. I mean, if you May 19th, 2025, there was dozens of people, dozens of city officials on my property, plus Westland. Um, And yeah, no police report from that day. I was assaulted on video. There's a citizen complaint that was filed, of course. Um, no, there was, it was unfounded, right? They said we reviewed everything. We reviewed the non-existent police report, and we didn't find anything wrong with it. Nothing to see here. So that was James Sermon. So he won the Officer of the Year award. I think it was 2024. So Officer James Sermon, 2024, he wins the Officer of the Year award. So he assaulted and battered me on my property on May 19th. So that's interesting. But he wins the Officer of the Year award. And then the Officer of the Year for 2025 is Elziadi, right? Mr. Elziadi. His breath smells like he uses poop for toothpaste. Ask me how I know. Ask me how I know. But yeah, he wins the Officer of the Year award for 2025. He was the one who maliciously prosecuted me on May 9th. He was the one who charged me with interference, right? Which of course that was pretextual charge because they had already said they were going to charge me that. If I don't put out the fire, then they're going to charge me with interference. They made no attempt to put out the fire until after I was, handcuffed and arrested and placed in the back of a police car. But I digress, right? But that, interference, right? That's Elziadi. So he I guess, him with the fire marshal, Jeremy Schneider, those two are most responsible, right? For everything, right? For, I mean, literally everything from May 9th, right? So May 9th, May 19th, July 5th. So it was just, it was just a couple months of hell. And then it lasted until February. It was finally, you know. So now the judge has called us back into court, so now we have another hearing coming up on the 30th here in just a few days. And, good luck. Good luck to the city of Wayne on that because I know Judge Plake is completely embarrassed to even be associated with this case. And, I am too, right? I'm embarrassed that the thing even exists and that I live in such a shithole zip code, right? Where, small town USA, right? It's the good old boys network. And, it's this malicious prosecution on steroids approach. And, yeah, it's a citywide effort, right? And that's, that's one of the reasons why the city of Wayne wants, $400,000, $500,000 for FOIAs, right? Is Wayne High School resource officer? Yeah, Sermon. He's a tool bag. Try hard, right? He's a try hard. Elziadi, he's another try hard. But yeah, they're Officer of the Year, and they're both being federally prosecuted or federally litigated against. So interesting, right? They're on video violating my rights, breaking into my backyard, breaking into my house because the curtilage is an extension of the house, right? So breaking into the house, enforcing laws that don't exist, right? Made up ordinances and open burn policies, right? Not ordinances, just policies. So, but they'll falsely claim at the scene, and they'll falsely claim to the court for months that this was in fact an ordinance, and then they'll pass an ordinance after the case they thought was resolved, right? So then they go and pass an ordinance, which why would you pass an ordinance if you already had an ordinance? 1 page to 5 pages, right? The judge couldn't believe it. Judge Plakas said, "Wow, what am I dealing with here?" And I said, "You're dealing with the ultimate boss of idiocy, right? Really, what the city of Wayne is an idiocracy. That's what the city of Wayne is. It's just a bunch of idiots, a bunch of morons, right? I mean, I'm just, pretend, right? It's a pretend government. It's a pretend police force. It's a pretend, the fire department especially should be volunteer, right? I mean, there's absolutely zero monetary there's no mathematical justification whatsoever to have a full-time, cost $2 million plus a year fire department, right? For a city that, I mean, it's such a, it's such a sin that I can't stress it enough. But that's the most make believe shit I've ever seen, right? I mean, it's insane, guys. I mean, it really truly is shocking, right? Like, cause I'm from Montcalm County, and we got about 70,000 people roughly in the county, and I mean, we have volunteer fire departments, guys. I mean, we don't. I mean, our taxes are 500-600 bucks a year, and um, we have a fully functional police force. Um, that mostly work, or the state police, right? I mean, we get a combination of both the county and the state police. Some places have village police even, but um, yeah, generally no. I mean, it's just county and state, and man, I mean, you just don't. I mean, you don't have the same level of problems that you have here. I mean, and I get it, conservative, liberal, whatever, but I mean, it's beyond just that, dude. I mean, it's just like freedom versus tyranny. I mean, that's your options. Shouldn't be that way, because you still live in the United States of America, so you still fall under the jurisdiction of the United States, which means the U.S. Constitution, which is the supreme law of the land. So it's not supposed to matter really what state you live in, what town, city, county, wherever you live. Um, if you live in the United States, you're subjected to the same rights. So Foster dude, I don't know what that is, but welcome. But yeah, so then we have so that they're officer of the year, so they violate somebody's rights on video, Sermon and Elzayati. They get the city sued. May 9th, May 19th. They get officer of the year award. Deputy chief, well, at the time, Lieutenant Finley Carter, he lost his qualified immunity in the Mark Blackwell versus Lisa Nocerini case in 2022 for it was retaliatory prosecution. But really, I mean, it was malicious prosecution, but retaliatory, selective, vindictive. It's all under the same umbrella. It's really all pretty much the same thing. Um, but there are some differences. But yeah, I mean, he lost his qualified immunity. He gets promoted to chief of police, right? And then who else we got? Oh, Colwell. Colwell was the guy that on July 5th. Well, he's a lieutenant now. Back then, he was just a sergeant. He was just a measly sergeant. Well, Mr. Sergeant Colwell, Colwell, his first name is Chad. Chad, of course, that's his name. Chad Colwell. He was the one who tackled me to the ground from behind on July 5th, or I'm sorry, rather July 10th. Used his handcuffs as brass knuckles, so improvised, weapon, right? Punched me while my back was turned. I had a cell phone and a cane, in my hands, completely defenseless, back completely turned. The most cowardly attack you could ever, do to somebody. He tackles me, and while he's tackling me, he punches me as hard as he can from behind in the side of the head, right in the temple, with handcuffs, right? But they were, wrapped, he had his wrapped around his fist, right? So we have a still shot of that. And yeah, Mr. Colwell, he does that on video, which of course, he's going to be, prosecuted. He's going to be litigated against for it, right? 1983. And so, yeah, he gets promoted to lieutenant. So I don't know if you guys are seeing a pattern here. I don't know if you guys are seeing a pattern here or not. But the pattern is you violate people's rights, you get a promotion in Wayne, Michigan. That's the police department. And then if you're the victim of an actual crime, and if the crime's on video, you have all the evidence, the police here aren't going to investigate it anyways. The Wayne Police Department, do they even have a detective? I don't believe so. It's a joke. The Wayne Police Department is the biggest joke. It's a pretend make-believe police department, just like we have a pretend make-believe fire department. Just like we have a pretend make-believe city government, city hall, city manager, right? It's all pretend make-believe, just like the 29th District Court, right? That's not a real court. Judge O'Leary, that's not a real judge, right? That's a joke, right? That's fucked. I mean, that's what that is. That is just horrible, horrifying thought. Um, it's, it all needs to be abolished. I mean, that's just, I mean, in my most sincere, literal opinion, it's irredeemable, all of it, virtually. I mean, maybe the DPW department, you can salvage that. I'm sure there's certain people that are worthy of employment. But by and large, I mean, 70-80% of it is just rotten to the core garbage, just a complete waste of time and money. And it's all liability, no asset. I mean, it's literally I mean, I can't conceive of a good reason why the city of Wayne, Michigan, needs to continue really as its own independent municipality. I mean, I can't think of a I can't think of any reason why you would not rather have the city of Westland incorporate the city of Wayne and turn it into like Norwayne, right? So it would just be another neighborhood of Westland, right? I can't conceive of why that wouldn't be more beneficial to everybody, especially taxpayers, especially property owners, people that actually live in the city, right? Live in the zip code 48184. I mean, I just can't conceive of a reason. Now, whether it's practical, it's doable, that's a whole nother, that's obviously a whole nother issue. But, you know, if it's not feasible, then the only other options are to salvage what we have, which means, budget cuts, budget cuts, budget cuts. We balance the budget, but it's about instilling a culture, right? It's the problem in Wayne. It's a cultural problem, fundamentally. It's a cultural problem, and it's a structural problem because the city of Wayne, Michigan, the council manager system is just of government, and really the government that would propel Wayne forward if we were just even honestly going to continue to even have a municipality at this point. I mean, I think at this point it's just so corrupt to the core that I mean it'd be so much simpler and less agonizing to just have Westland incorporate Wayne. Now, if that's not on the table and we got to salvage what we have, right? I mean, that's going to be tough. But I mean, the first place that I would start with is fire department, right? We need to severely, look at that. We need to look at that. I mean, with just Shacktown is not much better. Don't forget Inkster. Well, I mean, yeah, but at least Shacktown is under the Westland jurisdiction. I mean, Shacktown, has its problems for sure, but the city of Westland is lowering taxes for its residents. It's a growing city. I mean, I'm not saying Westland's good or anything. It's called Wasteland for a reason. But compared to Wayne, it's 10 times better than Wayne will ever be. I mean, let's just be just 100% frank about that. So, I'm not against the idea of trying to fix what we can, right? Fix what we have, but I mean, it's a cultural problem. It's a structural problem. In the first place, the first thing you'd have to do is you'd have to get rid of this council manager system. It's garbage. Diane Webb costs $200,000 a year, $197,000 a year. It's the most just insulting waste of money I can imagine. Like, that is the first thing, right? That there's 10% of your budget deficit right there. But you got to go beyond that. And I think you need to move towards a mayor council system, right? Where you don't have a city manager, you have an elected mayor, and that person runs and controls the agenda of the city. The executive manager of the city, and then obviously you can have a council. Or the best system would be a mayor manager system, right? So you hire a city manager, and then you have a mayor, right? So it's all kind of consolidated under one roof. So then you can actually, the people can actually get what they want and get shit done, right? So you don't have this committee of idiots that we have now where everyone can kind of like pass the blame around, right? So no one, this is kind of like their plausible deniability angle, right? Where they're just, they can kind of be real loose, right? They can, no one responsible for anything. Nothing really gets done, but it's a really fuck system. It's a really really fuck system, and to put the power supposedly on paper into the city manager's hands, which we all know Diane Webb's not running shit. Um, Diane Webb's not running anything. The council runs the city of Wayne, but really it's the attorney, the city attorney, and the chief of police, the police department. But it's everybody in the room. But the judge, the prosecutor, the city attorney, those are the main people. And the problem is Diane Webb is not elected, for one. She's not elected, and when you don't have direct accountability from the people, right? When the people don't have direct accountability to vote your ass out, and you got to go through all these different people and 6 people, 7 people, right? I mean, it's the most garbage, inefficient system. Like I said, we have a council full of idiots. So that's the first thing. I mean, the second thing, of course, is the city charter's got to be completely revamped front to back. Probably 2/3 or more of the ordinances need to be just repealed altogether. You should deal with the drug problem here in Wayne instead of just saying, here are some free Narcans, keep getting high. Oh, yeah, right? Well, that's the thing. Do you remember the old newspaper box? They repurposed their... Oh, yeah, for the free Narcan. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, getting information to people so people can be informed, that's not important. But, if and when you overdose on your fentanyl, here's your free Narcan. You can come back to life and do it all over again. Oh yeah. It's right on Michigan Avenue. Have you seen the boxes of free Narcan on Michigan Avenue? Oh yeah, I see it all the time, every day, man. I drive by it and see that garbage. That's fucking garbage. They should deal with the drug problem here in Wayne instead of just saying, here, have some free Narcan. Yeah, I mean, well, to deal with the drug problem, I mean, it's a societal problem, by and large. Hey, the police just drove by. And then now they just turned into Mill Point. But that's a societal problem, right? I mean, fundamentally, people do drugs because there's no hope, deaths of despair, right? There's no hope, there's no jobs, there's no opportunity, right? I mean, you go downtown Wayne, it's a ghost town. It's shit show, right? I mean, now Wayne's not all bad, right? Plenty of good people live in Wayne. It's got the potential, but it's just mismanaged. It's been squandered. It's been, squandered for a decade or more, more than a decade, a century, So, yeah, I mean, you got to have jobs, right? You got to have pride in the community, right? You got to have a reason to, you got to have a reason to want to take pride in, living, that you can say, yeah, we got this going for us, right? I mean, it's like, no, it's dog shit, right? It's dog shit. It's a dog shit landfill, right? I mean, at this point, from City Hall, and I mean, it's just, when I got to call the police and get Kyle Tillmadge, Officer Tillmadge, he's the only one I can. Maybe Officer Z as well. Those two seem to be pretty decent. Tillmadge, though, I've had several conversations with. He's as close to as I don't know, if there is such thing as a good cop, right? But if there is, it's probably him. I mean, that's like what, 1 out of 20 or something. I mean, it's it's not a lot, guys. I mean, he's just tolerable. He just seems like a decent guy. But yeah, I got to call him out to City Hall. So the employees and the employees, right, that work for, of course, the public housing and welfare office, so they'll quit smoking cigarettes out in front of City Hall, right, touching the door, leaning on the door that says no smoking. They're smoking while touching the door. that says that. So, it's shit like that that just like makes the city of Wayne look like even more shit than it already is. And you're just like, man, something's got to be done about that. So, I I called Dilbridge and said, hey, dude, can you please tell these fucking idiots to stop smoking cigarettes, cancer sticks, in front of the city hall, while people are driving by, right? I mean, it's just like rules for thee, but not for me, right? That's what I just, you know, I can't stand, I can't stand that sort of like, all rules for me, or rules for thee, but not for me, right? No, that's the opposite of that. That's actually the opposite, right? The citizens are allowed to because you're held to a higher standard as a public official, or as an employee, right? You're held to a higher standard, a different standard than a private citizen, is. So, you know, there might be rules for the public officials that don't apply to the citizens, right? So in that case, yeah, rules for thee, but not for me, right? That's something the citizens can say, but that's something never. I mean, the government can say that. No, that's the opposite. They have it literally opposite. The city of Wayne has everything completely reversed, and which obviously, I mean, you just take a look at it. Let's see here. Very high uptick in homeless around us too. They're sleeping almost at every building on Michigan Ave and on Wayne Road. Yeah, well, it's because the buildings are abandoned, right? The buildings. I mean, like, I mean, put something in the buildings and watch what happens. Watch what happens. All of a sudden, homeless people can't sleep there now, right? But yeah, I mean, they passed the vagrancy laws, right, to try to address it. But I don't personally agree with that approach. I don't think that helps. I don't think that helps anybody. I think it just adds more liability, man. I mean, now obviously you can have ordinances, right? Like you can't litter, you can't throw trash, you can't set up a homeless encampment, right? Um, but as far as like trying to criminalize being homeless, good luck with that. Um, Jacksonville versus starts with a P. I can't pronounce it, but no, there's it's address the bigger problem, right? Address the root cause of it, right? You got to have jobs and opportunities, and something for people to do here, and it's just like it's mismanaged, poorly managed, being run into the ground. It's already in the ground. We're running, they're running it deeper and deeper into the ground. But yeah, I mean that's just kind of everywhere. I mean that's kind of an issue that the federal and the state government have to address. And the market too. To be fair, the free market. Um, but no, there's not a lot of good answers for that. I mean, yeah, you can make being homeless illegal in Wayne, but that's only going to work for so long, and then eventually you're going to get sued, and then it's just like no. Nope. I mean, convert some of those abandoned buildings into a shelter. I mean, you know, more affordable housing, right? I mean, we waste money on all this bullshit. I mean, we can help human beings out. Yeah, we can help people that are, you know, it's rough out there, man. I mean, a lot of us are fortunate, right? We inherited property, we bought property, we, you know, are in good enough health to have gainful employment, suitable employment. But there's a lot of people that aren't. A lot of people that are not suitably employed, gainfully employed. It's a fucked world out there in 2026, and it doesn't look like it's gonna improve anytime soon. So nationally. That is. What's that? With the high? What's the high property taxes? You can't get an extra garbage can if you need it. The rap problem is long list of things wrong with Wayne. Yeah, what do you mean? Like they won't give you an extra trash can, or you got to buy one, or you're not allowed to have one? What do you mean by that? No fireworks, no parades, nothing for these high property taxes we have to pay. Yeah, I mean that's exactly it, dude. I mean, there's just like, give me a way to justify it, right? I mean, there is no justification for it. And yeah, it's fucked, man. A lot of it is. Like I said, I'm gonna do what I can, right? Get in office and really try to understand what the fuck it is that's going on exactly, precisely, objectively, and try to formulate a feasible, several feasible options, right? Not just one, right? We got to have several options on the table for everything. But I mean, I don't know, guys. Like I said, it's. I mean, you just kind of scratch your eyebrow and go, "What the fuck?" I mean, I don't think. I think some people underestimate just how big of idiots we're dealing with in the city of Wayne. And I'm talking about like the higher ups, right? I'm not talking about like the rank and file workers, right? Because if they're doing bad, well, they're poorly trained or not trained properly, or at all. Because how the hell can you have money for training when you're 2 million in the hole? Um, you can't. And of course, look who's training them, right? Jeremy Schneider, Finley Carter, and Ryan Strong, and um, yeah, that's a recipe for a shit stew. A shit stew. I don't know. Not good though. I mean, from what I've seen, I mean, I have yet to see anyone on the Wayne City Council since I've lived in Wayne that was worth any kind of fuck. I mean, talking like Eric Clearyman, right? You should see the messages that his old lady, his ex old lady, he's got kids with this woman, right? This guy's got kids with this woman. You should see the messages, right? That she sent me, man, unsolicited. I mean, fucking, I mean, pictures, bro, receipts. I mean, just of Eric Clearyman, right? Just the spilling the beans on Mr. Clearyman. I mean, just holy fuck. I mean, it was traumatizing to read it all, or even some of it. I couldn't read it all. That's how bad it was. And guys, I got a strong stomach, but man, that was bad. And then, like I said, Quarles, he's scared. He's scared of everything. Tina the llama, she's just. I mean, You talk about a witch, right? Tina Parnell's a witch, absolutely witch. Tina the llama, I call her, right? Napoleon Dynamite reference there. But I mean, then you got Darwich. Darwich, he's I thought he maybe had some semblance of hope potential, but no. Um, no bueno, no bueno, guys. So yeah, he's I've heard some interesting things, not good things about Mr. Rob Darwich. Let me just put it that way. And yeah, he's weak, right? Goes with the flow, tumbleweed, right? No good. So he's got to get out. And yeah, Kathy Lawrence, again tumbleweed, right? Haven't heard really anything bad about her, right? But I ain't seen nothing. I ain't seen nothing, and I'm not impressed at all with any of them. Never have been. Um, then you got Dowd. Again, he's a blowhard. He'll talk and ramble. Ain't got nothing interesting to say, but you know, drives a Mustang, handy capable. He calls himself, not handicapped, but yeah, he's just ineffective, right? Weak. Um, And then fuck, Deborah Wise. I mean, that's hard to look at her, but yeah, she's I don't know if she's gonna make it another couple years or not. Yeah, but she's a realtor, right? You know, that's worse than a used car salesman, worse than a lawyer, worse than a politician. So yeah, that's, I don't know. That's not impressed. Not impressed. Let me just put it that way. Just haven't. Antisocial personality, but you're watching my YouTube videos. Right? But yeah, I'm antisocial. Paranoia. Yeah, because you guys didn't break into my house 5 times to enforce that didn't exist without a warrant. It don't matter if the law exists or not. A fucking warrantless break-in, a warrantless search and seizure, that's tangible. Paranoia implies that it's not, there's no validity to it. It's just, it's baseless, baseless feeling of, no, that's not at all what my legitimate worry for my family's safety. Because yeah, the city of Wayne, like I said, I saw what they did to John Zook Jr. and I saw him break into my house 5 times. So, you know, kind of how you say, it's kind of got me hyper aware of. How you doing, buddy? Yeah, all day. Appreciate you, man. But yeah, I get letters in the mail all the time from people, citizens of Wayne. I get stopped all the time by citizens of Wayne who, you know, express their paranoia, right? That's what the city of Wayne calls it, paranoia. And I hear it all the time. But yeah, it's all just paranoia. You know. Clinician Colwell, he knows. Social worker Colwell. He's a social worker. Yeah. He reveres the social worker. He thinks a social worker, the diagnostic credibility whatsoever. No. Not quite, buddy. Going down the mountain. Oh man. Yeah, I think I'm gonna get a bonfire going tonight, guys. We'll talk to you. Talk to you later. But the ponds coming soon. Got it all ready, man. I got all the shit, but I'll show you tomorrow. Show you in the morning. Love you guys. Talk to you.